Hello and welcome to my channel all about accountancy, where we convert your accounting problems into solutions. I am your host Professor Tanmaypvttutor, and today I am back with another episode of What Do You Mean? What Do You Mean is a series in which I discuss some of the accounting terminologies which a layman should understand before learning accountancy. Before starting today's video, I would like to wish all of you a very happy Halloween. May your day be full of spookiness and horror. Anyways, in today's episode of What Do You Mean, we are going to discuss some accounting terminologies which I have chosen at random. You could refer to today's video as the other section of this series. In today's video, I am going to discuss the most basic accounting terminologies which you are going to come across in every accounting chapter. All the words are chosen at random and they are not in any systematic order whatsoever. So without further ado, let us start with today's video. Today I am going to talk about 8 topics and I am going to explain these topics in sets of 2. So starting with the first set, what do you mean by debtors and creditors? Debtors or creditors are human beings or artificial persons. A debtor is a person from whom amount is receivable in future, whereas a creditor is a person to whom amount is payable in future. As per the accounting logic, we always pay all our dues. So all our creditors are always satisfied. However, some of our debtors fail to pay their money. Whenever a debtor fails to pay his or her dues, it is called bad debts. Bad debts is a loss for the organization and occurs only if a debtor does not pay his or her dues. Now there are 2 reasons why a debtor is not paying his or her dues. The first reason could be the debtor has gone missing. There are no whereabouts found and we have to write off his debt as a bad debt. And the second reason is the debtor has become insolvent. Now a person could be either solvent or insolvent. A solvent person is a person whose assets are more than his or her liabilities. However, an insolvent person is a person whose liabilities are more than his or her assets. In layman's language, an insolvent person is a person who has taken a lot of loan and does not have the ability to repay the loan even after selling his or her property. Moving on to goods and stock. Any item which is purchased by the business with an intention to resell that item, it is called goods. For example, vegetables are goods for a vegetable seller, fruits are goods for a fruit seller, furniture are goods for a furniture mart owner, etc. All these items are goods only for the shopkeeper or the businessman. However, for the customers, these are not goods because the customers are going to purchase these items for personal consumption and not for resale. For example, for a layman, a furniture is an asset or property that he or she is going to keep it in his or her place. However, for a furniture mart owner, there are so many furnitures at his shop, all the furniture is goods for him. And stock, also known as inventories, are goods which remain unsold with the business. So there are 2 types of stocks, opening stock and closing stock. Opening stock are unsold goods at the beginning of the period, whereas closing stock are unsold goods at the end of a period. Moving on to reserves and drawings. As most of you must be knowing, the profit earned by the business is distributed amongst its owners. So if it is a sole proprietor business, the profits are taken away by the sole proprietor. If it is a partnership firm, the profit is distributed among the partners. If it is a company, the profit is distributed amongst its shareholders as dividend. However, the entire profit is never distributed. A small fraction or a small percentage of the profit is always kept aside for future use. So the amount of profit that is kept aside undistributed is the reserve of the business. There are various types of reserve like general reserve, capital redemption reserve, etc. Every reserve has its different meaning and objectives. Mostly, reserves are maintained so that the money in such reserves can be used for the business in the future. Moving on to drawings. Drawings is any withdrawal which can be either in cash or kind done by the businessman from the business for his personal use. Examples of drawing include business cash used for house rent or payment of life insurance or payment of son's fees, or goods or cash withdrawn for daughter's marriage, wife's gift, etc. So any such expense paid by the business for the personal purpose of the businessman is called drawings. And now finally the last two concepts for the day, that is goodwill and livestock. Both of these are assets for the organization. As many of you must be knowing, goodwill is the reputation of the business. So whenever the reputation of the business can be calculated in terms of money, it is recorded under the name of goodwill in the balance sheet on the asset side. Goodwill and its treatment has a huge role in future chapters, but if you are a beginner, all you need to know is goodwill is an asset for the business. However, you cannot just assume the value of goodwill. For example, you cannot say that the goodwill of my business is worth rupees 5 crores. You need to prove it, and to prove it, you need methods to calculate goodwill. So there are various methods to calculate goodwill which we would be tackling in the future videos. And the last concept for the day, that is livestock. Whenever the business purchases any animals, it is entered under the livestock account. As all these animals are the property of the business, it becomes an asset for the business. So that is all for today. I hope you have understood all the concepts in today's video. If you have, then please like and share my video, subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so that you never miss a new video. I upload videos every Wednesday and Sunday. If you have any queries or suggestions, you can use the comment box down below. See you in my next video. Till then, this is Professor Tanmay Kesarkar signing off. Good luck and take care.